Good evening, everyone. Can I see one thumb that you can listening? Yeah, thank you, thank you. All thumbs. Hey, that's fine. My name is Gideon Springer, and really warm welcome to everyone. See lots of people who I recognize, and I hope that Dave is online too. I didn't see him because there's many people on the call already. Dave, are you there already?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Great, yes, yes, thank you.
Can you see me?
Now I see your Premium Plus, I think. Well, I will find you, but for now, the call will be in English as our speaker will be from Ireland, Dave O'Brien. We know each other for many, many years, 25 years at the moment. And he has a great story to share. I don't know if all the people have ever met or listened or see Dave O'Brien, maybe live, maybe in a video, but Dave is amazing. Aren't you, Dave?
I'm not going to argue with you, Gideon.
Oh, good. That's a good start. To all the people, very welcome. There's people who are maybe for the first time on the call. For those people, a real warm welcome. And for the other people, the same warm welcome. But hey, you know how it works. So at the moment, we are about 120 people online. And that's only for you, Dave. So we met each other in 1993, early 90s. And the first thing what I'd like to know from you is that you learned, you started with Juice Plus. How did you came on Juice Plus?
A very good business friend of mine, Gideon, asked me to come to an event, a health and well-being event in Dublin, here in Ireland. And I asked him what it was about, and he said it was a health conference. So when I went, it was very interesting, and there were many very good speakers. However, the one that attracted my attention was this swimmer. He was our Olympic swimmer. And he stood up to the microphone and he said, I spend more time in the water than I do on land. And so I needed something, obviously, at the cellular level for repair and recovery. So his doctor on the Olympic team gave him something and said, take these. It was called Juice Plus. And this Olympic swimmer said, well, is it vitamins? And he said, no, it's not vitamins. But he said, it's food, just whole food. And you can take as much as you want to. You cannot overdose on a piece of broccoli. So this young swimmer took the Juice Plus, and he said, I took it for a month. I found no difference. He told us in the audience, I took Juice Plus for 2 months. I found no difference. I tried Juice Plus for 3 months, and I found no difference. And I turned to my friend. We were in the audience, and I said, this company better get a different speaker because this is going a bit pear-shaped. 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, and he found no difference. But then he said something, Gideon, which has stood to me for all those years. He said, I found no difference, but my doctors did. You see, WADA, World Anti-Doping, were taking his bloods as an Olympic swimmer, and they found this massive increase in antioxidants, the good guys. And when your antioxidant level goes up, the free radical guys, the bad guys go down. And he said that there was little studies behind Juice Plus, except one at the time from King's College in London. And that showed that people who took Juice Plus for 1 month, their free radical damage came down by over 75%. Now, guys, you are listening to what I listened to all those years ago. And I'm thinking, what if this guy is exaggerating or overexcited or misinformed? Or what if Juice Plus has given this young Olympic swimmer a bunch of money to tell me a whole pile of rubbish? But what if it's true? What it was, and I kept thinking that, Gideon. My mum brought me up to always have an open mind. Yes, always question stuff, but have an open mind. And so I did have an open mind. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, man has actually found a way to grow beautiful food, fruits and vegetables and berries in nutrient dense soil. Take the water, sugar, and salt out of them using no heat, Gideon, and boom, encapsulating it, putting it in a capsule, keeping it airtight so as the air does not get in and ruin the food inside. And it's not instead of a good diet, but with a good diet. And when I listened to this man, I thought, oh my goodness, is it just me? And so I felt that if Juice Plus, with what he was saying, even helped Dave O'Brien's body just 1%, then it was worth the price of a cup of coffee a day. And that was in August 1995, 24 years ago, Gideon. I've been taking Juice Plus for all those amount of years.
Yeah. Dave, I love this story.
Sorry, Gideon.
Sorry, no. Wait, I've seen it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You see on the screen, there are many ladies.
Yes.
I don't know why. That's my question. They want to see you.
Oh, I don't know what's happening because I keep saying yes, and it's not showing a video. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I'll try and do this. Hold on. Let me see. Does this work?
And boom, gone. That's Dave O'Brien. Flying away, running away. I don't know where he is, but thank you for that. So let me tell you a little bit of the story of Dave. When you know Dave, he's a very energetic guy. He started end of the years 80s to start running. Dave, are you there already?
Yay!
Yeah, I'm just telling you because I know you so long. I know that you started running in the early years of the 80s.
Yes.
Hey! I know that stuff.
Hey! Hi everyone. I got the video going. Sorry about that little glitch. Okay.
Yeah, but I see something on your left arm. What's that?
Oh yeah, that's the 4 deserts.
Right.
Badge. Sure.
Tell me more. Tell me more about that.
Okay. Let me see now. In 2009, I was on the computer, and I had already run across the Sahara Desert many years before, and I did it twice, and I loved the experience. 250-kilometer race, and so I was on the internet, as I said, in 2009, and I saw this event where you could run not 1 desert, not 2 deserts, not 3 deserts, but 4 deserts in a 38-week period. Oh my goodness, I was like a child in a sweet shop. And here's the deal, only 2 men in the world had actually achieved that. And so I was just hooked immediately, Gideon. So I signed up, and I ran 250 kilometers in the Atacama Desert in Chile. A few weeks later, I did another 250 kilometers in the Gobi Desert in China. A couple of weeks later, another 250 kilometers in the Sahara Desert in Egypt. And 5 weeks later, Antarctica. They call it a desert because it doesn't rain. So that is a total of 1,000 kilometers, carrying everything on my back to survive. My clothes, my sleeping bag, my survival gear, my food, my nutrition. And think about it. I think we were going from, in the deserts, 40 plus degrees to minus 30 wind chill in Antarctica, which would freeze your lungs. And as I was doing these 4 races, I began to understand why only 2 men in the world had actually done it. So yeah, I saw it on the internet. I decided to do it. And I don't know if I have time, but really quickly, I was doing a talk in Long Beach, California. There was about 10,000 people in the audience, and I made this bold statement of what I was going to do. And when I finished backstage, this lady came around and was introduced to me as Jennifer Steinman, and a film producer from New York. And she said to me, honestly, Gideon, just like this, she said, let me get this straight. You are going to attempt to do what only two men in the world have done. They're half your age. They're the most professional ultra runners in the world. You're going to kill yourself. Can I make a movie about it? I thought
Wow.
that's really nice. You're going to kill yourself, and you want to movie that, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I did it, and I came back alive, and it's a world record. But I don't say that to you, Gideon, or everybody listening. I don't say that to impress you. I say it to impress upon you that if we challenge our bodies, even no matter what age we are, we give ourselves proper nutrition, proper lifestyle, that we can achieve greatness. So that's the only reason I say it. No, I'm no different to anybody else, but it's all about fueling your body properly to repair.
And that's really important.
Well, it is.
As we,
Because most people fuel their body to perform. If there's anybody listening that's into sport or that are athletes, I promise you that a lot of people that I deal with at the very high level, they fuel their body to perform. I fuel my body to repair. You know, Gideon, let me explain this to the listeners. I remember one day in the Gobi Desert in China, there was a young man who died. He was only 31-year-old American, and he died. He went into a coma, and he died 4 days later. And it freaked everybody out in the race. And these were the age of my children, for goodness sake. So I was not going to leave anybody behind. After that day, the next day was a 110-kilometer day. So every day you do a marathon, the next day another marathon, the next day another marathon distance, the next day another marathon distance, the next day 2.5 marathons. And that was the long day, the 110-kilometer day. And when this guy had died, so the next day was the long day, and I was helping people all day long because they weren't well. I had to get them to a checkpoint. Anyway, at this point, I came across a young British soldier, 27 years of age, and he was on the ground, and we were on our own, miles and miles away from any other human beings. And I had to get him in safely. I had to drag him. I couldn't carry him. I put his arm over my shoulder, and we walked a little bit. We sat down. We walked again. We laughed. We cried. I slapped him. He slapped me. It was ridiculous. But anyway, but you know what? He's my hero because he took all my pain away, because I was trying to mind him and make sure he got in safely. And when we came through the finish line for that day, I think you've seen the picture, Gideon. Somebody took a picture, and I put that up all over the world when I'm doing my talks. And on that picture, you see this young man who's half my age, who was fitter than I could ever be. When I say fitter, Gideon, he was running 100-mile runs with a backpack. I never ran 100 miles in my life in training, and I never trained with a backpack. So he was fitter than I could ever be. And I had been on my feet for 27 hours without sleep. And so when you look at the picture, I look like I look now, and I circle my face with a pointer, with a laser beam, and I say, that's health. And then I circle Hugh's head because his head is down. I circle his head and I say, that's fitness.
yes.
And that, my friends, is the difference between fitness and health.
Thank you for, I think everybody likes to give you a big hand for this story. Very impressive. I remember that we were in the, I think it was 2010 or something. You came between the third, you came back just from Antarctica, your third run. So there's 6 weeks between every run.
Yes.
You came in on the boat 2 days after Antarctica, and I saw, wow, this guy is dying.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
You missed one thing, I remember. Tell me what it was.
My juice buzz.
Yes.
Because,
you're complete.
Yes. I'll tell you what happened. That was not after Antarctica. That was after the Sahara Desert. So I ran the Atacama Desert in Chile. Then I did the Gobi Desert in China. And the third one was the Sahara Desert. And when I was in the desert, Gideon, they gave me not by accident. I got infected water, bad water. about I think about 20 runners got the water, and everybody had diarrhea, and most of those runners were taken out of the race. They were very, very sick, except me. And the only reason I survived it, Gideon, is that I have a very strong immune system. I'm very, very, very healthy, and so my body survived. But it took its toll. It took a lot out of me, and there's a big story about that in the film. Okay, but the important thing for everybody to know, the listeners to know, is that I did survive. My body did repair and recover. When I had that diarrhea and that sickness, I couldn't hold anything down, so I couldn't take my Juice Plus Complete. So I hadn't got that beautiful nutrition running through my veins, all that plant-based nutrition. I couldn't take it. And so for the first time in years, I hadn't got that type of nutrition inside me. You see, a lot of these runners were taking the gels, the powders, the bars, and all these things, Gideon, they do what they say on the tin. They're quick fixes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take some of these things and you go up, then you come down, then you go up, then you come down, and then you stay down. I mean, I was picking up guys from the army. The Marines were there. The British soldiers were there. I was picking these young men up and getting them into safety. I didn't take any of that stuff. I don't do sugar fixes. I don't do fueling my body to perform. I fuel my body to repair. Come on, I'm 65 years of age, for God's sake. I want to be around in 30 years' time with a sharp mind and without a stick, and you can. And don't let anybody tell you anything different.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, I know that you are using the capsules and the complete.
Yes.
What else do you use? Because you're running 3-4 times per week, I think.
That's right. Yeah, sure. The company just launched officially yesterday. I was at the launch in Brighton in the UK.
No. Sorry, that's forbidden for you. I know you.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Oh, no,
Okay,
no. Don't tell me you are on that. No, my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Gideon is, the reason he's saying this to me is that they launched this energy drink, okay? Now, I'm going to be honest on this call. I hope you don't mind, Gideon, but when I heard that Juice Plus was bringing out an energy drink, I went ballistic. I went, oh my goodness, what are they doing? I don't take energy drinks. I get all my energy from my raw fruits, vegetables, berries, nuts, and grains. I don't need this stuff. I cannot stand energy drinks because they're quick fixes. And then I stopped and said, hang on, Juice Plus have never, ever brought out anything that wasn't pure 100% plant-based. So I looked into it. I did, Gideon. I went away. I found out what it was. And oh my goodness, I could not believe what I was seeing. The first ever plant-based energy drink. I mean it. I absolutely 100%. Well, I got so excited. So I said, yeah, I'm going to take this. And so I've been taking it. I got it before some other people got it. And it's amazing.
Nee, ik moest...
Yeah. So I find that I take it just as I'm going to run, and it gives me that immediate energy. You know what I mean? But it gives it to me naturally through natural fruits and berries. It's natural. It's a natural drink. It's absolutely wonderful. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Cool.
There was some point, but it's okay. So how do you see, if you see, for example, the lift, the new, what came out today?
Yes.
How do you see all the things business-wise? It's totally different because we are talking about sports, and now I start over business. But what do you see for that?
Well, you know, for the business point of view, if I was looking at something tomorrow and I wanted to get into something that was, that was really healthy, but that everybody needed, I would always look for something that everybody needs and nobody has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming from a business background, that's the first thing I would do. So here, all of a sudden, we have this first ever plant-based energy drink. Oh my God! I mean, it's a $1 trillion industry. Give me a break. I mean, go into any gym, go into any sporting organization, go to any sports meeting. People are go to a cycle race, go to any sport you can think of. And people are taking these gels and these drinks. And a lot of the time, it upsets their stomach. Yes, it's a sugar fix. Yes, they get a bit of a rush, but then they come down. And it has a very bad effect. So I see a huge opportunity with not just the lift, by the way, because that definitely in sport, but also with the fruit, vegetables, and the berry capsules, not replacing, I beg your pardon, in addition to what we eat every day. Because, we can't eat enough raw fruits and vegetables. Most of us cook our vegetables or steam our vegetables. And when you do that, you kill them as a live food. Juice Plus is raw vegetables. And that's the only way Dave O'Brien can ever get that amount of vegetables into my bloodstream. So fruits and vegetables from the capsules, the sports drink, which is an energy drink, which is pure, again, plant-based. And then you have the complete. And the complete, people get confused, Gideon, that they say, what's the difference between the Juice Plus Complete, which is a protein drink, plant-based protein drink, and the energy drink? Exactly that. One is a protein drink, which is a slow release into the bloodstream. The other one is a quick release into the bloodstream. One is a protein a mix. The other one is an energy drink. So they all have a place, and the world is lacking really, really good nutrition out there. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I've been taking particularly the capsules now for 24 years. And Gideon, if there was anything better out there, Dave O'Brien would be taking it. I promise you.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about the package of the lift which came out.
Yes.
This is, I know that you cut off your brush to brush your teeth.
Yes.
On the runs. This is even better. It's that size.
Yes.
Open. You have always the water with you. You don't need anything else.
It's amazing. You're right. I should have. I'm in the car, as you can see, so I haven't got one to show show everybody who's on. But it's a little disc about that size. And you're right, Gideon. You just tear open the top into the water. And will I give you a bonus? A lot of these drinks, these sports drinks, taste really yummy because there's so much sugar in them.
Yes.
And they use all these artificial colorants. They use the artificial flavors. And so they want to make them taste nice and sugary and all that. There's no sugar in ours, only from the plant-based, only natural sugar. But the funny thing is, it tastes lovely. I mean, I thought it was going to be, it's going to be like drinking broccoli water or something. It actually is a lovely, refreshing, and you know that it's natural. You know what I mean? Can I also say, one of the things that I found is there's no upset to the stomach. There's no after effects. All there is good energy. So it's small, it's compact. You can have it in your bag. You can put it in your pocket. And as you said, Gillian, you just tear it open or listen, what about, the way people will have a coffee at 4 o'clock? They're starting to lax a little bit, the 4 o'clock, 3-4 o'clock slump, as we call it here in Ireland. Why not just, instead of a coffee, zip it open into a glass down the hatch? And it's healthy. And by God, does it work?
I found out I've the lift, which I had also earlier.
Yeah.
That there's somebody in my house who really likes it, because there was just left one over today.
Just taking
one.
it.
Hey, who do you expect? My wife, of course.
God.
Once I showed her, whoosh, everything gone. So I have a real problem. I have to order straight away new ones. Yeah. So, but this is amazing for sport and lots of other things.
Yes, absolutely.
So during your runs, during all those runs you have done,
yeah,
what can you tell us specific? What's what you learned from it?
Okay, a couple of things. One of the things I would say to you is, when you're out in the desert, okay, the only thing you're carrying your backpack, it's about 10 kg. The sun is beating down on top of you. You have to go for miles and miles. There's nobody around, and your mind plays tricks. You know, your mind and your body is trying to shut down. It's saying, hey, stop, this is crazy, you're going to kill yourself. You have to get these thoughts out of your head, out of your mind. And so a couple of things that happened to me is I just keep saying one step at a time. There's always one more step, Gideon. And if anybody's listening, I'm sure we all have stuff. Everybody has stuff in their life. Whatever that is, some people has heavy duty stuff, other people not so bad. But we've all had bereavement. We've all know people with degenerative disease. We all have know people or that have had depression or bullying, or so everybody has stuff. Some people have a very hard life, a very hard upbringing. Because I can look into your eyes, Gideon, but I don't know your life. I haven't walked in your shoes, but I can have empathy with you. And as humans, we have this wonderful ability to have that empathy and to listen to another person. And one of the things I learned out there was that when you're on your own and you're saying, oh my God, I can't go any further, you do one step at a time, and then you see a checkpoint. Yes! Woohoo! And guess what? You fall into that checkpoint with your backpack, and somebody comes over. You know what they do? They have a spritzer, a little water spray, and they spray your face. Oh my God. Can you imagine if life was that simple? Imagine, but seriously, imagine you could go home and turn on a tap and get cold water. Yes. Or how about a bed to sleep on, or a pillow for your head? The luxury of it. Because the desert has taught me how to appreciate the simple things in life. Dave O'Brien needs a kick in the ass every now and again to remind me how lucky I am, how lucky we all are. So you learn to appreciate the things you have in life.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
And what else?
The other thing you learn is that never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. You know why? Because there is always one more step. And that's my experience. Because I can remember there was a guy, he was an Irishman running one of the races. He couldn't take any more. He put his backpack off his back. There was a four-wheel drive. He put his hand up. The four-wheel drive came over to pick him up, but they couldn't. They had no room. They'd already picked up two other guys. So they said to him, we will be back in about 20 minutes. We'll bring these other two runners to the checkpoint. We'll turn around. We'll come back and we'll collect you. But we would advise you, don't stand in the sun. Try to walk a little bit. Well, guess what happened, Gideon? This guy, Richard was his name. Richard was walking, and where is this car? Where is the four-wheel drive? And he was and before he knew it, boom, he's at the checkpoint. So he sits down, they give him a spray of water in the face. He has a little bite of a bar, he has some food. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, half an hour later, he's feeling a lot better. And guess what? He's back in the race again. So here's my point. At that point, he could not take any more. He couldn't do anything else. But however, because the car couldn't pick him up, he knew he had to take one more step. And because of that, he actually finished the whole race. So you see, there is always a little bit more in each of us. So I would say that if you're going through a hard time in life, if you're looking down a black hole and you can't see light at the end of the tunnel, please believe me when I tell you, in my experience in life and in the deserts, there's always one more step. Just try it. And then another step, and then another step. And before you know it, boom, you're after getting where you need to go.
So if you compare it, can we use you as an example?
Yes.
If we struggle a little bit in our businesses as
Yes.
plazas.
Yes. Well, let me talk about that briefly. When I joined the business, people will tell you everything. They will say that, why are you doing this? It's you hear stuff. I remember when I heard about Juice Plus first, I was in the audience and people were saying it's snake oil, it's a pyramid scam. But you know what? My mom taught me one thing, that when you have a belief in something, do not be swayed by other people who want to take it away from you. If you believe it, Gideon, you go ahead and you go deep, reach inside and you pull it out and you go with what you believe in. People told me, like my Juice Plus franchise, they told me it would never work. They told me I was too old. They told me everybody was doing it. They said that, oh, I know people who tried that and they failed. I know people who tried everything and failed. You know what I mean? The Juice Plus franchise is the most beautiful franchise I've ever come across. And here's the deal with it. Will we fail? Yes, of course we fail. You don't just automatically have success. You've got to work at it. But if you work at it with your upline and you work close together, I promise you, if you work the system, it will work. The problem with our business sometimes is because it's so easy to get into it, it's so easy to do nothing. It's so easy just to sit there and then wonder why it's not working for you. So, for me, when you're given an opportunity in life, it may not be for everybody, but it has certainly for me, it has given me the most amazing life, Gideon, and you too. We know one another, how long? 20 years? We've traveled the world together.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm going to be in Melbourne in a couple of weeks doing a conference there. I'm going to be in Chicago. I'm just back from Scandinavia. I mean, it's given me the most amazing, incredible life I am so grateful for. But I took the opportunity. So when we have challenges, what I would say is don't do it on your own. Find your upline. Work with your upline. Cry on their shoulder. Hit your fist on the wall, whatever you have to do. And let's start again and work together to make it happen, because people will always want to knock you no matter what you do in life. So I would say my advice for the franchise is work out a plan, sit down with your sponsor and do whatever is right. Your sponsor will have already done it. Or, if he doesn't do it, find somebody who will. There are 5 people above you who will help you. And, that's the way it is. And we will use our experience. I wouldn't say to a new distributor, Gideon, there's Juice Plus, there's your website, there's your online office. Bye. I don't do that. I would not dream of doing that. And another thing is you just don't let people out there, because they will be eaten alive. We talk to them about their prospect. We find out about the person. It's like CSI Miami. If I sit down with my new distributor and they have a list of names, we go through every person. I ask them everything about that person. Male, female, are they married? Do they have children? Are they in a relationship? How do they know them? How long do they know them? Are they involved in sport? How often do they meet them? When they meet them, what do they talk about? And so on and so. And then I get a picture, and then I say, well, you know what? How would you approach them about Juice Plus, the product or the business? And that my new distributor will tell me, and I will either say, wow, that's a great idea, or I might say, you know what, Gideon, why don't we try it this way? Like, why don't we ring Gideon and say, Gideon, I would love your opinion, or I need your help. Or would you look at a business that I've just taken out of franchise? I'm so excited about it. I know you're very good on business. Would you come and have a look at what I've just got into and give me some advice? Or maybe you know some people that, you could give me some referrals. You could give me some people that might be interested. So you take the pressure off that person. There are so many ways to approach people in our business and to show them the opportunity the correct way.
Oh, first of all, Dave, you did an absolute amazing, as usual, webinar.
That would be 1,000 euros, please, Gideon.
No problem. I know people who really want to pay that for you.
Not at all.
But I learned you swimming, so.
You did.
Yes. Hey, but thank you for being very, very good in to understand for us in Holland. Normally you are double fast with your language, but this was really, I think, really good to understand for everyone. Thank you for sharing all your information, and we will see you soon, wherever, on one stage. Good luck with all the sports, and share the product, share the business.
Thank you. And thank you, Gideon. And as we're leaving, can I just say to everybody that's listening, there's only one unique one of you on the planet, all of you. You are absolutely only one person don't ever try to be somebody else for somebody else. Go out there and keep inspiring, keep changing the world. Let's work together to make this happen. And we're all here for one another. That's the most important thing. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Gideon. And
Thank you for your
everybody.
time. Thank you, Dave. And for everybody, the next call, you will hear from your contact person. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. And bye-bye, Dave. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye. See you, Gideon.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.